Today on Drawbli.
We are taking a digital sketchbook tour.
Hey, I'm Ben.
And I'm Abby.
And we are self-taught artists documenting our journey of learning to draw, which is, of course, better with friends.
So click that subscribe button if you're new around here and share your artwork on Instagram with the hashtag Drawbli.
Share your artwork. Abby, we're
gosh.
doing a digital sketchbook tour of my artwork.
Good.
Good. That's good, I guess. So I didn't really focus on one particular thing over the past week. I was sick and I'm still a little nasally and congested. So instead of doing like one thing and spending a ton of time on that one thing in particular, I did a bunch of sketches.
Nice.
I did a bunch of people, I did a bunch of hands, and I did a bunch of facial features. Oh, and I also did some thumbnailing, some like landscape thumbnailing, which is something we talked about last week.
Wow, so even though you were sick, you were able to accomplish quite a lot. Good job.
Yeah, the cool thing about drawing is that it's something you can do in bed if you're feeling not well,
That's
or on
so
the couch,
true.
you know, just sit down, chill, and do some drawing.
But I liked how you modified it to account for the fact that when you're sick, also your mental capabilities usually feel, somewhat diminished. And so it is good to have not tackled some huge, detailed portrait piece. Good job.
Yes, thank you. So this will be a little tour of everything that actually not everything I drew over the past week. I drew even more than is in this video. And I'll show off some of that in our next recording because it was too much to fit into one here.
Okay.
So this is the first girl. I do, I think, 4 or 5 portrait, little doodles like this. And we'll move on to each one here. And like I said, none of these are normally things I would probably even show off on Drawbli, but there's just so many little things that I made over the past week that I thought it would be cool to see all of those individual pieces.
Yeah, because I feel like an artist's body of work is so much more than the finished pieces that we see on Instagram and other sites. Those same artists have their own sketchbooks full of little scraps and doodles and things that really get them along the way to where they are now.
Yeah, so this was my first thumbnail, and I do want to talk about that more here in a moment, but I wanted to mention that my first environment thumbnail was fully in color, and after this I was like, too hard, never mind, we're going black and white after this, which was a lot easier for trying to figure out these thumbnails. But to go back to what you were saying about sketchbooks and having a lot more than those big finished pieces, I recently got us a couple sketchbooks.
Yeah. Oh, it's been so fun. We love the sketchbooks. Yeah.
Now, I've mentioned many times on Drawbli, I'm a digital boy. I do digital artwork.
I know. I'm so surprised.
I'm not going to do physical art, but I thought it would be fun for the simple act of having a small sketch pad. It's like a 5 by 8 inch.
It's honestly the perfect size.
Ring-binded sketchbook,
It's big
and we use
enough
pens
to
with them.
do something on, but small enough to carry with you. And I think there's such an important balance there.
Yeah, for all the mobility of the iPad and Procreate, one thing that is decidedly difficult about using it is when you are outdoors. Because of the bright sun, it makes it very hard to see your screen and pretty uncomfortable for trying to draw on the iPad. So these are really nice for if you're just outside or wanting to quickly doodle something down. And I'm kind of using it as an exploratory thing where whenever I'm on the iPad, I feel like I have to create more of a finished piece. Because it might go on Drawbli or, it might not. But when I'm on the sketchbook, when I'm in the sketchbook with the pen, it feels like there's a lot less, what would you call it, pressure for it to be this big thing. I can just kind of explore and have stuff fail and not worry about it.
For me, it's nice to have a source to draw, just what's right in front of me. Everything I've put in the sketchbook so far primarily has been whatever's in front of me at the moment, which has been you on a couple occasions already.
Boy.
So you are already highly featured in the sketchbook. And it's nice because exactly, you don't have the pressure to complete something, which is probably also what inspires me to try this whole landscape in front of me, or you reclining on the couch in the evening, because I know there's no pressure to like finish it or set it up in any other way than what it is.
Now, I make no promises that we will continue with these sketchbooks, because I have tried sketchbooks in the past. It has been a very long time. I haven't had a physical sketchbook since way before we started Drawbli. Probably 4+ years ago was the last time I tried a physical sketchbook, maybe even longer than that, 5 or 6 years. But I feel a lot better about it this time, just because we've been doing Drawbli for so long now. Drawing feels much more natural to me. I have a better idea of what I need to do to draw. You know, I have a better idea of the steps and process. So it does feel a little better this time. But still no promises that I'll continue to do it. And maybe we can show off some pages from our sketchbook from time to time here on Drawbli.
That'd be fun.
If we ever get to a point where we've filled them out, we could do like a sketchbook tour or something from beginning to end. That would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
If we ever got to that point.
I bet we'll get there. I mean, I'm moving fast through mine. I've enjoyed having it quite a lot.
Well, how many pages have you gone through
like
so far?
7, maybe 6 or
Whoa,
7.
you've gone through like twice as many as I have.
Oh, well, some of mine are just like doodles almost. I have a couple pages that feel more like doodle pages.
I mean, that's what
draw.
mine are too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what these are that I'm showing off right now. And this one's definitely the most awkward of all the faces that I did.
I do like this one though. Something about it, even though like it definitely goes away from the reference in terms of overall feel and look, I still like it a lot. On with the environment pieces. Did you bounce between sketches and environment pieces?
I did. I jumped around a lot between all of these, but I probably did like 2 environments for every face, or I didn't really keep track because there was just so many different things that I worked on this week. So I tried to intersperse a bunch of them just so here in the edit there could be some more variety.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, hands are still really freaking hard.
Hands are so hard. Yeah.
I would like to fill out a page in my sketchbook of hands. So our internet was out last night, and I was like, okay, so I'll just sit here and listen to some podcasts and sketch in the sketchbook and see what I can do. So I started drawing some just simple planar heads from imagination. I was like, this is so hard, but I filled out an entire page with probably 50 plus of these little heads, maybe closer to 100.
That's amazing. That's so cool. Wow, close to 100. That's amazing.
But they were just simple, like, spheres with a wedge shape on the front.
Yeah, but
So-
still, just that repetition, that's so valuable to actually
Oh, they
put
were
time
terrible. Like,
into
I
that.
need to do that like 10 times what I did last night.
Right, but
100 times.
you have to do them 100 times terrible to start to be able to do them 100 times mediocre.
This is true. This is true. It's kind of hard to sit here and record next to you, Abby, because you have these giant curlers in your hair.
Beauty is pain and humility. I want the curlers in because
I took a photo of you earlier, and I'm actually going to edit it in right here.
do not.
I'm just
forbidden.
kidding.
We are, going out later today, and I want my hair to have volume.
Yeah, and why are we going out later today, Abby?
Well, we are picking up our marriage license.
What? We're getting married?
What? Oh my gosh.
I feel like it's been long enough since the last time we mentioned it on Drawbli that there's probably a lot of people here that do not know that we are not married and are getting married.
We are getting married quite soon. It's very exciting.
Yeah, less than a month away now.
I can't believe we've been able to keep up with Drawbli and the wedding planning.
And work and a million other things.
Yes, and having lives, and I've been doing aerial silks and adult gymnastics.
All of your hobbies.
All my hobbies.
CrossFit now.
Oh yeah, I added CrossFit.
Can't forget CrossFit.
I do enjoy CrossFit. It's quite an enjoyable challenge. Yes.
I'll have to try it here soon.
Yeah, you can
but
if you want.
I have to wait till my congestion and nasal passages are completely clear again.
Yes, you do.
I'm still nasally.
It's an adventure. It depends on the day, but it'll push you either way. Oh, this is such an interesting reference picture.
It is, and my drawing turned out terrible. I couldn't figure out how to do this one. There's some like weird stuff going on here.
Yeah.
I just couldn't figure it out.
It's cool though.
It is cool, yeah. It's very anime.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
There's also some like I guess it's makeup bruising around the lips, around the, there's obviously the blood mark or scratch or whatever on the nose and cheek. This was just a really, really tough one.
Well, you have to try the tough ones, to be able to even do the easy ones. You have to try them all.
Luckily, I'm just sketching, so it doesn't matter if it's bad.
It does not matter.
Nobody's gonna see it.
No.
Oh, wait.
Oh, no. I like how you're bouncing between the sketching of the faces and portraits and hands to the environments to keep it kind of fluid and mobile. Do you just draw this environment and then that last one that we see there?
Yes, that will be the last environment that you will see me do.
I feel like they're improving with each one.
I definitely felt like I was getting better at the thumbnailing. It's actually pretty tough, but looking back at them, I definitely saw areas where I could improve. It's something that I would like to return to and try again.
Your hands are getting better too.
Yes and no. This was me just trying a different brush. I was like, maybe the pencil just doesn't work very well for me. A lot of what I did this week was just experimental because, one, I wasn't sure if any of this was ever going to go on Drawbli, and two, I need to experiment more because I need to figure out like why, one, what works, what doesn't, and two, like why it works and why it doesn't work. And if I never try those things, if I never try like the ink pen instead of the pencil tool, like why am I gravitating more towards the pencil instead of this like pen? And I need those like faint lines for the sketch before I can do those hard lines, at least for my initial rough sketch. But I might try something like that for like inking over top for like line art.
Yeah.
But I don't really do like traditional line art right now.
No, I'd love to see you working with one single line for, let's say, like the rim of her face there. I'd love to see you take a pencil or a pen in Procreate and do that profile of her face just with one long continuous line and practice like lightening the pressure and strengthening the pressure at different spots on her face to convey some of the form there. I think that would be a really cool thing for you to do.
Yeah, line weight is something I've been thinking about a lot more, but knowing where I need to use it and where it looks like heavy-handed on a female face versus a more masculine face is, it's a lot. There's a lot going on there with line weight. But it's something that I'm trying to experiment with more, and I'm actually experimenting with a lot more in my sketchbook because it's a lot easier to do and a lot faster. I drew, we went to the hospital that you work at yesterday. When we were sitting down in the little garden area there, I had just drawn a bunch of these leaves that were on this plant, and where they were overlapping, I like intentionally darkened some areas. So I didn't like draw light or shadow, I just kind of thought about, this is where I've heard that you can, use thicker lines to indicate overlap and some other ideas. So just experimenting with that, because you can hear something like, you should try it this way, but until you actually do it, it's a lot different.
Gotcha. So I kind of lost track from my original statement where you landed with that on lines, but I am excited to see you already in the sketchbook working with more continuous lines versus a chicken scratch approach. And I think I've already seen like different work from you than I've ever seen before as you've gone deeper into that approach.
Yeah, so lines are something that I've mentioned many times on Drawbli are very weird for me because I have a 3D background. And by the way, this is the final piece here before we get to these, which is a whole set of other things that I drew that I didn't even record because I wasn't even, like I said, I wasn't sure any of this was going to make it on Drawbli. So I'll just show off some of these really quick.
No,
but lines are super cool. To go back to what I was saying, it's fun to experiment with them and play around, and it's just really foreign to me. And it's something that is probably one of my weakest areas, I would say.
I bet you are well on your way to improving every day. Even based on seeing these, you're definitely better than you were.
Gotta draw all the noses. That's really the secret to getting good.
These noses are really good. I really like them.
And if you want to get good at drawing noses, click that like and subscribe button.
And share your work on Instagram with #Drawbli, because drawing is better with friends.
And this is the part where we say
Goodbye.
Oh wait, we didn't record.
An end slate. Oh no, what goes on the end slate today?
Something funny.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha ha ha. Oh wait.